Hello and welcome to Edpuzzle. I am Diane Kimsey and I am your math consulting teacher for the elementary level. In January, I fell in love with Edpuzzle. It was a cold weekend. I was sitting there with the computer on my lap thinking, you know what, I've yet to really dive into Edpuzzle. And before I knew it, 6 hours had passed, and believe it or not, I had spent that entire time playing with Edpuzzle. Yes, this is very true. So I want to show you how to use Edpuzzle and how all I have fallen in love with it. What Education Puzzle is, before we totally get started, is a great way that you can bring in a video, a 2-minute video, a 10-minute video, an hour-long video, and you can add to it questions that you want the students to be sure and answer, or questions that you want the kids, comments that you want them to think about as they're watching a video. I can see this being used in so many awesome ways with small groups. As a classroom teacher, you're sitting there at your table teaching a group, and you've got that group of 4 over there, and they're supposed to be watching a video. But what they're doing is they're drawing on paper. One kid fell asleep, one's staring at the ceiling. They're not totally engaged in the video. Well, Edpuzzle is a great way to turn those videos into something engaging. And before you turn me off and you go watch something else today, I want you to hear me out and just watch the first at least 20 minutes of this before you turn me off. It is a very quick and easy way of using those videos. I promise you it is. Step 1, let's sign up for it. When you click on the sign up button, you will be logging in as a USD 501 teacher, and you will get all the whistles and bells that come with having a subscription. So you're going to click where it says I'm a teacher. Please do sign up with Google. And then please sign up with your USD 501 email address. I'm going to close that over there. There we go. Thank you. All right. So now I am in as a USD 501 member, and I get all the whistles and bells that go along with Edpuzzle. I want to show you just real quick one example, and then we're going to back it up and start at the very beginning. My absolute favorite hero is Ruby Bridges. I mean, come on, she's this adorable little 6-year-old girl, and she went to school bravely with armed guards. So I'm going to type, or not armed guards, but Secret Service all around her. So I'm going to type in Ruby Bridges. Oh, there we go. You can tell I've used her before. I love Ruby Bridges. So when I type in Ruby Bridges, here in Edpuzzle, there, as you can see, tons of other people who love Ruby also, who have already created videos about Ruby Bridges. I'm just going to come up here to the very top, and I'm going to click on this very first one. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. And again, this is a video, and if I look down here, it's a 7-minute, 11-second video. Again, what someone has done is they've taken this video and they have created questions, and the video will pause. You see these little tiers down below. The video will pause at these particular areas, and they will ask the children a question. And as a teacher, I can preview this and see, well, what's on these? And so over here on the right-hand side, this is an indexed area for the teacher to see. I can click on one of these tiers. So I'm going to go click on this one right here. And here's the open-ended question that comes up. Make a list of people you think are most important in history. Who has played the biggest role in shaping our country? Who has played the biggest role in shaping the world? Now there are 2 ways that we can answer this question, which I think is awesome. So we're providing UDL for those who want to type it out, who have the ability to type and aren't inhibited by typing and spelling, or those who are shy about wanting to type, or holy cow, I don't know how to spell any of these names. They can click on the speaker button. I think Ruby Bridges changed the world. She was the bravest 6-year-old of all 6-year-olds. Ruby Bridges definitely is one of the most important characters in American history. I also think my mom's really important because my mom makes the best cinnamon rolls. I'm going to stop right there. Obviously, that has nothing to do with this, but I was just trying to make sure that you were paying attention, right? Now, the student can check and see, do I like my answer? I think Ruby Bridges changed the world. She was the bravest 6-year-old of all 6-year-olds. Ruby Bridges definitely is one of the most important characters in American history. I also think my mom's really important because my mom makes the best cinnamon rolls. All right, and of course, I don't want to save this, so I would trash it. Or if I were a child and I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I want, I would click Submit. And by clicking Submit, that child has now said, that's the answer I want. And they can click on Continue.
Now take a look at your list.
And so this
what
is
do the people on it have in common? You might have written the names of presidents, kings, queens, or other important leaders. But did you write the names of any children?
All right, and so that's what we call a voiceover. So somebody was watching the video and they did a voiceover. Let's take a look at the next question to get an idea. So this question is a multiple choice, and I like how they took a quote. Here's the question and the multiple choice answers. All right, hopefully you're starting to get an idea of what this is all about. I'm going to click back on rewatch.
Escorted inside.
And so this particular video has 6 questions. So it's given a purpose for watching this video. The kids will have to stop. They will have to answer the questions. Number 1, they're going to have to pay attention. All right, hopefully I've got your attention. So let's go back to the beginning. How does this work? What all is on Edpuzzle? Let's start by using the index. The very first of all, here's the Edpuzzle icon that always takes us back to this home page. The 3 stripes, the 3 horizontal stripes, closes the index and opens up, or the table of contents, and opens up the table of contents. So Discover is the area where we're at, and each day that I log into this, I'm going to see totally different videos, and it's the most popular videos that people are using at this time, and so they have them up there thinking, well, maybe you will find these interesting or need to as well. Look at this, even on how to draw a cute unicorn donut. All right, that's funny. I can sort these by subject level, by subject areas. I can sort these by grade level, as you can see, from pre-kindergarten all the way to college level. I can sort these by country. I'm going to stay right there with United States. I can sort these by source. And we're going to talk about bringing in YouTube here in just a minute. And so this is Discover, and we're in the area called Community. Let's go to the area called My Network. When I click on My Network, these are things that other people that I have used their videos already. These are other videos that they are using. These are also videos inside of my network that other teachers within USD 501 are using. So it comes from 2 different areas. If I use, let's say, Susie Jones up in Detroit, Michigan, created that Ruby Bridges video. I have no idea who created it. I'm just pretending. Then I am now going to be part of her network. So that's why it brings in videos of people that I have already used. YouTube, let's click on it. I love this. Take a look. Here are some different areas that are most popular on YouTube. For instance, Khan Academy. Holy cow, Saul Khan, his videos, they are phenomenal. And so we can go down and see, well, what are some of the Saul Khan of Khan Academy videos that have been used lately? How about National Geographic? What's something that's been used lately? What about TED Talks? Oh, Numberphile, this is a great one. Crash Course. All right. And so we can just go back to all on YouTube that have been used lately. And so this Let's go back to community. Very good. All right, and so that's under the button Discover. Edpuzzle Originals. Oh my gosh, this is the star of the show. Give me just a minute. We're going to come back to that. Next, in the content area is the file folder called My Content. And so these are videos that I have clicked on, I have used with my own class. All right, so it keeps a running tally of what have you used. I can try to be nice and neat, and I can put them into file folders. So here you can click on folders, add a folder. All right. Again, here's everything, and here are my folders where I try to be nice and neat. Let's click on the second grade math one here a second. So here's the second grade math, Module 6, Lessons 1 and 2. One thing I have learned is put them in the order that you want kids to see. I haven't figured out quite how to move these around. Obviously I created Lesson 1 first and then Lesson 2. So if that's something that bothers you, put things in backwards order, if you will. All right. Hidden Figures. These are, I believe it's 6. Yes, it's 6 videos that my students created. So I think that's really awesome. All right. So back to my content, and it shows me everything that's out there. I can click on this. My Ruby Bridges folder is empty. You just click on Add Folder, and you type in a name and a description, click Create. And so I've created this one called Ruby Bridges. It is empty. I just want to show you how easy it is to put something in. And click on this check mark, come down here to the very, very, very bottom, and I can move it to a folder. Which folder? I want to move it to Ruby Bridges. Yes, move it. And now I can come up here to my folders, open up, and there it is. That Ruby Bridges video is inside of my folder. So if you're one of those who likes to keep things in folders and neatly organized, there you go. Let's go to My Network. When I click on My Network, it's going to show me what everybody in USD 501 is doing in Edpuzzle right now. So you'll find a list of all the schools. All right, I'm going to pick on Jardine Elementary. I'm going to click on this one. And the very first teacher on the list is Mr. Jason Myers. He teaches 5th grade. I can click on Jason, and I can see what videos has he used recently, what Edpuzzle videos has he used. And I know he's a darn good teacher, and if Jason thinks this one about the American Revolution is good, I'm going to preview it, and I'm going to see if I agree with him. So this is a video that is 7 minutes. Trust me, I agree with him. I shouldn't have said that. One that I also want to assign to my students. This video is 7 minutes, 24 seconds long. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions to it. I can look over here to the right and see that they're open-ended, multiple choice, open-ended. I can just click on one. I wonder what question number, let's go with number 4 since that's an open-ended. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can click on it. It's going to pop open. Why would the French decide to join the war after they found out the Americans had won an important battle? All right, and so I can click here and I can type it, or I can click that I want to edit. And if I edit this particular one, so that was question 1, 2, 3, 4. I like what Jason had there, but I would choose, I would choose that I want to add the microphone tool to it. So I'm going to click the edit button, and I'm going to allow an audio response. So all I have to do is click on and save. All right, so now I have the audio button. So if a child wants to speak their answer, record their answer, they can. And that's how easy it is to edit. And then all I have to do is click the button that says finish. And now this is the American Revolution, but you'll notice now it's my name that's on here. Jason did a phenomenal job on it to start with, but take a look. There are 354 other versions of this exact same video. So somebody created it, and I know it happens to be Edpuzzle created it, and then each person can take it and change the questions as they want. You can edit them. So I'm going to click on Edit again. I can cut different pieces. Let's say, oh, I think I wanted to start right here. All right, so I can cut it. No, I don't want to cut it. I'm just playing around. I can say I want to shorten it. I can cut it like this. I can shorten it to the other parts. No, I don't really mean to. I'm just playing with it. All right, and so I can do a voiceover as well. I can start recording. And a voice...
defeat the British.
Hold on, let me bring it back to the very beginning. I could do the voiceover right here. Boys and girls, today we're going to watch a video about the American Revolution. Before the video begins, I would like for you to make sure you have your paper, your pencil, and you're ready to take notes. Enjoy. I'm anxious to hear what you learn. All right, so that can go at the very beginning. Boys and girls, today... And so that would go for the very first 25 seconds of oh, I guess I only did, yeah, I did, the first 19 seconds of the video. And so when I'm passing this out to the kids, when I send this to them, they're going to hear my voice in the very beginning. I can bring it to the end. And I can do another voiceover right here. Boys and girls, before this is over, I want you to double check your notes. Everyone should have at least 10 notes written on their notebook paper. I'm anxious to read what you have created. And so again, when they get to the end of the video today, when they watch that, they're going to hear my voice. Boys and girls, before this is over, I want you to double check your notes. Everyone should have at least 10. All right, and so this would be a great place. I could even put one here in the middle. And what it does is the video will stop at this moment and they will hear my voice instead. Boys and girls, we are halfway through this video. I want you to pause a second, look at your notes. How are you doing? Are you writing down some important dates? Are you writing down some important information? I can't wait to hear what you've learned. We'll be discussing this at the end of class today. And so there's another one. All right, and so you'll see we have these yellow marks, and I'm hoping that the kids are understanding. I want them to have notes in their notebook when they're watching. I can change out some of the questions. I can say that right here I've watched the video and I think at this particular time that they need to have a question. And so I can click on multiple choice. I can type the question out. I can give 2 or 3. You just click right here to keep adding, add another one, to add in the multiple choice questions. Let's say that my answer choice, the second one is going to be the correct one. I would click on the check mark, and that's all there is to it. So when it's time to save, the computer knows which answer is the correct one. All right, and of course I'm not going to do one right here. I'm going to click cancel.
On land, while the French Navy...
That's all there is to it in adding to it. And then I click finish. At this time, I would say, you know what, this is such a great video to add to my 5th grade social studies lesson for tomorrow. I want to assign it. So I'm going to click on the button that says assign. All right, so this particular time you need to have a Google Classroom. And so I have a Google Classroom called Teaching Pathway over at TCalc. I'm going to use them as my sample class to show you how to do this. I can come over now and let's say I want my kids to do this on Thursday, April the 14th. All right, so I'm thinking ahead and I'm going to give it a due date They need to have it done by Monday, April the 18th. That'll help take care of anybody who's absent. I can even change the time. So here on April the 14th, they're going to see this pop up at, let's say, 1 o'clock p.m. And then I can click Save. There we go. So now I have a starting time, I have an ending time. Something that I find very important, and I make sure that mine stays on, it's in my settings, is prevent skipping. I don't want the kids to just go from question to question. I want them to have to see every bit of the video. Now, something else that I like is, I'm going to click right here that says Post on Google Classroom. This will show up as an assignment on Google Classroom. It will just automatically go without me having to do it. So I'm going to click right here where it says Assign. And just like that, it is now on my Google Classroom. I'm going to click a new tab. I'm going to go over to Google Classroom. And I'm going to show you where this will be in Google Classroom. Again, it's my Teaching Pathway class. And as you see, it doesn't come up on the front page here. I need to come up and click on where that's called the stream. It's going to be in the classwork. I'm going to go over there, and you'll notice it's gray right now, and it's gray because they're not getting it until April the 14th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. On April 14th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it will become blue. All right? And so it's that easy in getting it to my students. I can edit the assignment. I can go and go, wait a minute, I didn't mean April 14th. I meant I want them to have it today. And so I can go in and edit that. All right, so let's go back. So down below are the list of my students, and I can click on question, and I can see how students do on each question of this little video and assignment. So I can watch it as they answer the questions. All right, so I'm going to go back to my icon, Edpuzzle. And so we got that puzzle again. How did I get that? I went to my network, and I just happened to know that over at Jardine Elementary, I happen to know that Jason Myers, a 5th grade teacher over there, uses Edpuzzle. And I thought, hey, you know what? If that's a puzzle that Jason's using, I want to try it for my class. I want to see what's going on. And so I just clicked on it again, and I'm going to pause it. There we go. And I did an edit because I wanted to add in that my kids are taking notes in their notebook, and I wanted to make sure that they were doing notes in their notebook. And so I did that with a voiceover. All right, so I'm going to click on Finish. I'm going to come out of it. I'm going to go back up here to where it says Edpuzzle. And now in my content area, I should see, there it is, the American Revolution. All right, so the video that I was wanting my kids to see and do. All right, let's go back to Edpuzzle. And I want to show you the area that I am just crazy over. Let's click right here where it says Edpuzzle Originals. So what Edpuzzle has done is they have gone out and they have created more than 250 videos for us already. I'm going to take a look at math. They have this created, so take a look. Here's place value, and this is place value for 3rd grade. Addition, subtraction, so this is the numbers base 10 area. You'll see place value, there's for 5th grade. I think I skipped over it. Yep, there it is. Place value for 4th grade. So that was numbers base 10. Take a look at algebraic thinking. Fractions. Oh, my word, fractions. So there's with 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. Measurement and data, or data. And there's for 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade. The area that they do not have so far, I would say, would be they have geometry in the measurement and data area. It doesn't just say geometry, okay? Now, let's go up here to the top. Let's talk about place value. So I'm going to bring it on up. So place value for third grade standards. Well, just a little FYI, place value at third grade stops at the thousands place value. All right, and so all of these videos that they have already in here, and I believe they have 26 videos for third grade on place value. Yes, they have 26 videos about place value. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, and so what we could do is we can say, you know what? I really want to do, let's just start at the beginning. I really want to start at the very beginning. So I bring this up, I take a look, here are all the questions over here on the right. I believe there are about 10 of them here. I want to see what this one is. Build 306 using base 10 blocks. I like seeing that it's using the representational model, so they're using a drawing. They're saying to use the blocks, so I need to have the blocks out for the kids, so there's the concrete part. It's using the actual numbers, so there's the full CRA, the concrete, the representational, and then the actual number part, okay? So how many how many single cubes, ones, do we need? And so the kids would say, well, I need 6 ones, and they can submit. Now we're a teacher, and so this isn't going to be recorded as a teacher, all right? Well, what would it look like? So let's go back, but we're going to rewatch.
Well, there are 0 tens in this number, so we actually don't need...
So let's take a look at the next question. Which of these shows 521? What I would like to do this time is get it wrong, so you can see what does it look like if I get a wrong answer. All right, so we know that's the wrong answer. I'm going to click on it. And so which of these is 521? It's going to give me, it's going to show me the correct answer. All right. I can click on continue.
521 is made of 500s, so we need to start with 500s flats. After that, we see there's also 2 tens.
As you're going to see, it's going to model what the answer should have looked like.
So we add in 2 10 rods. And finally, 521 has 1 in the ones place, so we add in 1 single cube. These 500s, 2 10s, and 1 1 combine to make 521.
I like how they use the color coding to help as well. So very, very, very conscientious of the UDL. All right. So the differentiation. Now I can come back over. So that gives you an idea of place value for third grade. I can go now to place value for fourth grade. And perhaps I want to see a video way down here with finding midpoints. So we all know that this is on the state assessment using midpoints. And again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. I can edit the questions if I want to edit them. And this is where I love using the voiceover so the kids know that you are the one that's assigned this to them. So we could voice over in the very beginning, boys and girls, before we get started today, let's think about what we know about midpoints. And the kids can actually hear your voice go, oh, wait a minute, my teacher is really giving this to me. All right, and so we can make those edits. Let me click here. I'm going to go back. Go back to Edpuzzle Originals. I was in math. And I was looking at fourth grade right here. And then fifth grade. So with fifth grade with place value. And there's the old powers of 10 right here. So there's a great video, teaching video that you can give your kids on powers of 10. And this is just the introduction, all right? And so when we look at place value, for third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade, my friends, there are 78 videos that Edpuzzle has created just on place value. I think that's just incredible. So we can go back. That's just in the numbers base 10 area. And I can come down here again into the algebraic thinking. I can go into fractions. Let's go into comparing fractions. And so we have 3, 6, 8 videos on just comparing fractions. Again, we can click on these. We can edit them. We can easily assign them to our class. Go, oh my gosh, class, you're doing this one today. This is perfect. I've watched it. It is the best 4 minutes and 3 seconds of the math lesson today. Well, wait, the best is when you're teaching. So I can click on assign. I want this to go to my class. I want them to see it today. I want it to go right now. I don't want them to skip. I want to post this on Google Classroom. Boom, push assign. Your kids go to their Google Classroom, and there it is. I also love the fact that it grades everything for you, and you have the opportunity to go in on Google Classroom and you can make comments. You can do it also on here. You can make comments. Let me go into, I gave my kids one day just so I could see what does it look like. And I told my students they could not answer all the questions correctly, and they thought that was pretty crazy, but they did. I can go in here to grade. I can see which one's been graded, last watched. I can go into each question. I can view it as a student. So all kinds of things I can do. All right, I can click here as students and click on, how about Athena? She's brilliant, she's bright. Trust me, she followed my directions. She did what I asked her to. So Athena got this one wrong. I can make a comment on here. I can say, hey, let's try again. Let's try this question again, or something of this sort. I can give her some advice. All right, and so I can post it to her and she would have that in her Edpuzzle. All right, let's go back over to Edpuzzle Originals. So that gave you a peek of math. Let's jump over here to ELA. Poetry. Take a look at this. 3. There are 4 of them for poetry. Okay. Well, how about this? Let's go down here to parts of speech. How about, let's just do good old nouns. Take a look at all these videos on just nouns. Isn't this incredible? There's the good old possessive. Replace common and proper nouns. And so we have what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions over here. They're all multiple choice. I can click on this very first one. All right, so what is earth? Is it a proper noun or a common noun? Look at that. Isn't this awesome? And you can send these out again to your kids to do. Let's do pronouns. You can send these out, oh my gosh, using I or me. You can send these out to your kids to do in small group. They are going to be so engaged because the video is going to stop and ask them a question. My students love these. My students have even asked for these as homework. So here it is in science. Let's go to life science for a second. Kids love animals. They love the earth. Think about erosion. All right. Look at all of these for science, a great way to review. And these are just the ones, again, Edpuzzle created these. These are Edpuzzle originals. The 13 colonies, world history, Constitution. Isn't this amazing? And each time I look at this, there are more that have been added to it. That's the exciting thing. Now, how do we create our own? I'm going to click up here on Edpuzzle. Again, that was under Edpuzzle Originals. How do we create our own? Great question. I'm going to create one from YouTube. Again, as I said in the very beginning, I love Ruby Bridges. So I'm just going to type in Ruby Bridges. As you can see, I've done this before. I know this particular video right here, and so I can click on it. And I'm going to wait until the advertisement goes by.
That I will not force my people.
And I'm going to go up and grab the URL for it. I'm going to go right up here to the very, very top. I'm back at Edpuzzle now. I'm going to go up here to the very, very top, and I'm just going to paste that URL in there and click search. And just like that, my friends, that YouTube video is now on my Edpuzzle. I can do a voiceover again. So here we go. Let's do this. Oh, sorry, voiceover is now blocked. I'll see why in just a bit, and I will get that fixed. And so, oh, it's because it's a YouTube video that prevents me from adding my voice to it. Okay, I get it. So I'm going to go to questions, and I can start playing it.
What happens next may take your breath away and hopefully get you thinking.
The magnitude of that moment did not escape the nation's view. 6-year-old Ruby Bridges and 4 federal marshals.
And then we can pause it right there and bring in an opening question. What would a 6-year-old girl do that would make the world hold its breath? All right, so we can, and I do want audio. I want all of my kids, whether they're typing or they're talking to me, I want to hear their thoughts. And then I would click save. And just like that, I created the very first question, or the bubble down here at the bottom, for the kids to answer when they watch this video. I click play.
We've been sent by the President of the United States, and we are here to escort you to school today.
The governor of the state decided that I will not force my people to integrate against their will.
And so I can just stop it anywhere I want and add in my questions. It is really that simple. I can click finish, and it will save it automatically. And my friends, this is where I can then just easily assign it to my class. Click assign. And I like to turn on the closed caption. If that is a choice that I can have, I like to do that. I'm going to assign it to my Teaching Pathway class. I'm going to make sure that it's posted in their Google Classroom. I can change what date they get it. Or they have to have it turned in by. So those are all choices that I can have. I'm going to click cancel, go back to here. I'm going to go, oh, wait a minute. I want to add another question to it. So I can edit. I can push play.
What happens next may take your breath away and hopefully get you thinking.
The magnitude of that moment did not escape the nation's view. 6-year-old Ruby Bridges and 4 federal marshals.
We've been...
And that's where it's going to pause. What would a 6-year-old girl do that would make the world hold its breath? And I can click continue, and I can bring in my next, and I can ask my next question.
We've been sent by the President of the United States, and we are...
So I could even pause it right here. And if I've really been working with my kids on this particular part of history, I could have them, who was the president, whoops, who was the president when Ruby Bridges went to school? And then we can bring down the different names. All right, and of course everybody I hope knows that was during the time of President Dwight D. Eisenhower from right here in Kansas. I could put in Kennedy. I want to add another bubble. We could say Nixon. That would take care of presidents in that time period. Of course, Eisenhower is the correct answer. So I'm going to put the check mark, and I'm going to push save.
Here.
And so now we have 2 questions. And then the video would just keep going. I would pause it wherever I wanted to ask a question. And my friends, really, it is that simple. I'm going to click finish when I am done working with it, or if I'm out of time right now to work on it, and I can work on it again later. going to click on Edpuzzle. And you're going to see where it's going to go automatically right here to my content. There it is, right there, the one that I was working on. So far I only have 2 questions added to it. And so I know I need to come back to that and work on it, finish it later. That's Edpuzzle in a nutshell. And I am crazy over the Edpuzzle originals right here. Holy cow, friends, here are all the videos that I need to send out to my kids to work on during small group time. Multiplication. It might say 3rd grade, but I have 4th graders who have yet to totally conquer, how about arrays? So I could send this out to my kids and say, I want you to work on this one. Or I can assign it to just certain groups of kids too, because Google Classroom allows that luxury. I wanted to go to these 5 kids. All right, again, I can edit this, don't forget that. And my favorite part about editing it is the voiceover. No, it's not because I want to hear my voice, but I think it's important for your students to know, hey guys, I created this video for you. Pay attention. Here are things that we have been working on in class, and I'm anxious to see how well you're going to do today. This bubble here that has the circle in it, let's take a look. It has 2 correct answers. So I think that's really kind of a cool one to do as well. Let's take a look at this one. It also has 2 correct answers. All right, so that's why it had the white circle inside of the teardrop. All right, I'm going to click again on Edpuzzle. I can go to YouTube. I love Khan Academy. I want to find something to do with multiplication. Only if I can spell multiplication while talking. And it's going to find, oh my goodness. Well, it's going to find so many. It's, I'm sorry that you're not seeing them here, but this is where it would come up with all the multiplication videos. Doggone it, there's always something like that happens when you're trying to record. All right. So again, my favorite part of Edpuzzle right now happens to be these original videos that they already have, and how I can go in and I can find, oh my goodness. I hope this is still recording. All right, so sorry about that. It looks like we're having a blip, and so I'm just going to call it good. I hope you love Edpuzzle as much as I do. I think this is an outstanding program. Please give it a try. And maybe this will work. If we click on where you've logged in, there's also a wonderful resource tool. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hey, this is going to work. Very good. All right, so I'm not going to log out quite yet. So you can click on that resource tool. Do note that it opened up a new window, okay? And so if you have any questions on how to do this, here's a getting started. It's an absolutely wonderful tutorial that will walk you through step by step on how to do Edpuzzle. And you can just click on any of these that you want to take a look. It's only 1 minute and 33 seconds long. These are excellent, excellent videos. Here are different webinars that they have for you on Edpuzzle. I did this one on Edpuzzle in the Google Classroom. It's short, it's quick, it's easy. You can watch it now. I even assigned it to my class to watch it.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Here we go. It is 32 absolutely fantastic minutes. Don't forget, you can fast forward. This guy is really, really good in presenting. All right. And so again, that is, I clicked on my name up here in the top right-hand corner. Mine happens to be a picture. I clicked on resources. Inside of resources, these are just great ways of learning more about Edpuzzle. Getting started with Edpuzzle, I clicked here, and it has all these awesome videos that can just help answer that one certain question that you have. and take a look. They're short, they're fast, they're easy, 1 minute long. What is Edpuzzle? It's 2 minutes long. It's just a great way to get just a little bit more information. And that, my friends, is Edpuzzle. I am crazy about this product, and I hope you will take the time to share it with your class. Start using it. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you for watching Edpuzzle. This is Diane Kimsey, your math consulting teacher.